You are sitting at your desk on a Tuesday afternoon. Your phone rings. Unknown number. You almost ignore it. It is a recruiter, a company you respect. The role is more senior. The salary is $15,000 more per year. You pause. 2 years ago, you would have accepted before the call even ended. Today, you politely decline. You hang up, go back to work. Your heart is not racing. You do not spend the afternoon wondering if you made a mistake. And for a moment, you notice something has quietly disappeared from your life. Most people assume that people who build lasting wealth buy bigger houses first, nicer cars, expensive watches. But people whose money gives them real choices almost always buy something else long before any of that. They buy the ability to walk away, to say no without fear, to choose instead of react. And almost nobody realizes they are buying it while it is happening. This is the story of what that purchase actually is, and why almost everyone buys things in the wrong order. You are 25. First real promotion. Around $400 extra per month after tax. And you do what feels completely natural. You spend it. Not recklessly. Just the way extra money finds a home. A dinner that costs a little more. A subscription you had been considering. A jacket you had been putting off. Small things. Individually reasonable things. By the end of the month, the extra $400 is gone. What you do not notice is that next month it will also find a home, and the month after, and after every raise that follows. Every raise does one of two things. It buys assets, or it buys expenses. Both become permanent. The asset keeps working after you stop thinking about it. The expense keeps charging after you stop enjoying it. Most people think raises increase income. In reality, raises usually increase fixed monthly obligations. Earn more, owe more, repeat. It feels like progress. The problem is not visible yet, because what is disappearing with every absorbed raise is something people who built lasting wealth describe as the most valuable period of their financial life. A window. And almost nobody realizes they are inside it until it is already gone. Between about 25 and 32, your income starts rising faster than your expectations. A few thousand more each year, a promotion, a raise. And for a few years, you earn more than your current lifestyle requires. This is the window. Not a financial term, not something anyone warns you about. Just a quiet period where your income and your lifestyle have not yet caught up to each other, and the gap between them is the most valuable financial resource you will ever have access to. Something interesting happens when you study the financial lives of people who eventually became independent. Almost all of them had a window. A specific period in their late 20s or early 30s where income rose faster than lifestyle. And almost all of them protected part of that gap before their lifestyle could claim it. Nearly everyone who became financially independent had this window. Almost nobody realized they were in it, because it does not announce itself. There is no moment where someone says, "This is your window. What you do with the next few years will shape the next few decades." It just quietly opens, and just as quietly, closes. Most people close it within 90 days of every raise. You are 25. The window is open. You keep the apartment. Before the raise changes a single habit, you move $300 of it automatically on payday into an investment account. Before you see it. Before your brain finds somewhere for it to go. Your colleagues get the same raise. Apartments upgrade, cars get newer. Your life looks exactly the same. 6 months later, you notice something. The colleagues who upgraded never mention the apartment anymore. The excitement from signing the lease? Gone. They adapted faster than they expected. The nicer place became just their place. The newer car became just their car. The feeling faded. The payment did not. You are still in the same apartment. Your account has grown quietly to around $15,000. Doing something while you sleep that the nicer apartment cannot do. People who built genuine financial independence consistently describe this period the same way. Boring. Unremarkable. Nothing that would make an interesting story at the time. Just a quiet pattern of protecting the gap before the lifestyle could find it. The visible purchase gets the reaction. This one gets the result. But here is what it is actually buying, and this is where the story changes. You are 30. Something has shifted, not in your bank balance, but in how you move through the world. You used to say yes to almost everything, every uncomfortable request, Every situation that felt wrong but paid enough to make it complicated. You said yes because you needed to, because every monthly expense was already committed. You are starting to say no. Not dramatically, just no. A project that would consume 3 weekends. A manager whose requests follow a pattern you do not like. A situation that compromises something you care about. You say no. And your heart does not race afterward. That is the first thing this bought you. Not a car, not a watch. The ability to walk away. Something interesting happens once people become genuinely financially secure. The ones with the greatest sense of freedom are almost never those with the highest incomes. They are the ones with the largest distance between what they earn and what they are obligated to spend. Wealth is not the size of your income. It is the size of the gap between your income and your fixed obligations. People who built that distance do not buy bigger houses first. They buy the ability to ignore a recruiter when the opportunity is wrong. They do not buy nicer weekends. They buy Mondays they do not dread. They do not buy expensive dinners. They buy the ability to eat dinner without checking their banking app. They do not buy vacations. They buy the option to take one whenever they want without calculating whether they can afford it first. They do not buy luxury first. They buy options. Options do not adapt the way things do. Every new option feels like a new freedom. That never gets old. You are 34. Something is about to happen that you did not plan for, and it will reveal exactly how different these two paths actually are. Your company restructures. Your role is eliminated. The colleagues who upgraded with every raise, this is a crisis. Every monthly expense is already committed. No margin, no cushion. They need another job immediately. Not the right one. Anyone. The financial pressure makes the decision before they can. For you, it is difficult. But it is not a crisis. You have enough invested that your monthly expenses are covered for over a year. You take 4 months to find the right thing instead of the fastest thing. You negotiate properly because you are not negotiating from desperation. Same disruption. Completely different experience of it. Not because you worked harder. Because 9 years ago, when the window opened, you made the quiet purchase before the visible ones. And now, the number that reframes everything. Over 12 years, from 25 to 37, you and your colleagues earned approximately the same total income. Around $900,000 passed through everyone's hands. The colleagues who upgraded with every raise, their net invested wealth at 37 is approximately $35,000. A 401k never quite maxed. A savings account depleted when things went sideways. The rest went into the lifestyle. Into the baseline that kept rising to meet the income, one reasonable upgrade at a time. Your net invested wealth at 37? Approximately $190,000. Same income, same career, same $900,000 earned. The money did not disappear. It was simply converted into 2 completely different lives. Wealth managers who track this pattern across hundreds of clients report the same finding. The gap between what someone earns and what they are obligated to spend is a better predictor of long-term financial freedom than income, investment returns, or career trajectory. The people who deliberately kept that gap wide, even when their income gave them every reason to close it, arrived at financial independence earlier, and with significantly less stress than those who earned more but spent proportionally. The window, the gap, the quiet purchase made before the visible one. That is the whole pattern. Here is something people who built lasting wealth report consistently and almost never get asked about. The luxury purchases they imagined wanting, the car, the house, the watch, mattered significantly less than they expected once they could actually afford them. Not because the things were not nice, because the feeling they were chasing, the peace, the quiet Tuesday afternoon where the heart does not race, was never in the things. It was always in the distance. No luxury purchase creates the distance. Only protecting the gap does. Only the quiet purchase made before the visible one creates the freedom that people with genuine financial independence actually live inside. The car does not create that feeling. The ability to say no to the car payment does. Back to that Tuesday afternoon. The phone call declined. The heart that did not race. The thing that quietly disappeared. What disappeared was financial anxiety. Not because of a windfall or a lucky investment, but because 12 years ago, when the window opened, you bought distance before you bought anything else. And that distance became the thing that changed every decision afterward. People who build lasting wealth do not buy luxury first. They buy the ability to walk away. They buy Mondays they do not dread. They buy options. They buy distance. And it has to come first. Always first. Because once the luxury comes first, the distance never gets built. And without the distance, the luxury does not feel like freedom. It feels like a payment you cannot stop making. One day the window will close. Most people never even notice it was open.